A lot of Bitcoin liquidity is piling up right now and a massive move is about to happen. So we are going to need to be talking about that exactly, because when is this about to happen and what is going to be next for Bitcoin? Well, we have got some very important things to talk about in today's update video. So can we once again push up the likes back above the 200 likes? That will be absolutely amazing. And as always, let's have a look into that short term. And in that short term, Bitcoin is still consolidating inside of a weekend. And this is exactly what we tend to be seeing during the course of the weekend. Just consolidation at around that CME close price, which in this case is sitting at 86.8k level. So consolidation at around this level is just going to be highly likely. But if we do create a lot of volatility, like for example during last week, we always tend to fill up that CME gap very quickly right after creating one. So yeah, that 86.8k level is going to be a very important level for Bitcoin, and we are just consolidating right now. Volatility is getting very low again. We are currently getting squeezed up inside of another consolidation pattern. A lot of liquidity is piling up both on the top side, but also on that downside. So we can be expecting a breakout to be happening fairly soon, and a break towards the upside would have a price target all the way up towards 109.5k level, which is quite a big price target, and a breakout towards the downside would have a price target towards the 72k level. So break in either direction would cause some major moves in the market. But honestly, I do think that this breakout is going to be acting like a little bit of a trap, to be honest, because we have seen a very high amount of volatility already. Having a look into our Bollinger Bands indicator, well, we have always seen the Bollinger Bands with going from a low amount of volatility towards a high amount of volatility, then again towards a low amount of volatility, then a high amount of volatility in the market, with bigger moves happening. And always this same pattern tends to be repeating. Whenever we reach a high amount of volatility inside of the market, we always tend to cool off with a little bit of a Bitcoin consolidation before the next move gets initiated. So yes, of course, we have already seen this high amount of volatility with this insane news that we have been getting in the past week. Of course, with the US tariffs and now also the strategic Bitcoin reserve, we have seen a very high amount of volatility over here, but because of this high amount of volatility, it is going to be expected to see a cool off period, to see volatility once again reaching these low levels, and then after that, we can be expecting the next move again. So more patience is going to be what's going to be required in the market. I think we're going to be consolidating for a little bit longer period inside of another pattern, like for example this bigger symmetrical triangle, or for example this falling wedge pattern. So more consolidation, I think, is going to be more likely. Yes, we can be having a look into a shorter term Bitcoin pattern, and yes, these price targets are going to be fun to have a look into towards. But I do not think that there's going to be a very high chance that we are indeed going to be reaching these targets. I think it is going to be more likely to see some bigger and some longer consolidation. So yes, very boring, but that is just realistically going to be more likely. So some more patience is just going to be required. But eventually, in the longer term, I still think that this massive trap is playing out right now, ever since we've been breaking towards the downside of our range. Of course, we have been trading inside of this massive consolidation range during this period. We've been seeing this break towards the downside, and ever since this moment, I have been saying, okay, I do not think we're going to be recovering immediately. I think it is going to be taking a little bit of a longer while, about 1 to 2 months, just like we can be seeing in this chart. Whenever Bitcoin has been reaching these bad sentiments, these high amounts of fear in the market, it is usually taking about 1 to 2 months before the market is going to be recovering back towards the upside. And that is exactly what I've been saying I think is going to be happening. I think this trap is going to be taking a little bit longer, about 1 to 2 months, and then we're going to be initiating that next leg higher. But it will be depending a lot on what news we are about to get in the market. The market is reacting very aggressively towards news coming out. The market is just very dependent on news at this current moment. And yes, if good news were to be coming out with a strategic Bitcoin reserve right now, well, we are going to be just pumping very aggressively, I think, in the market. And good news that could be coming out would be one of the ways where the US is going to be buying more Bitcoin for the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Now, Connect just released and revealed these 6 ways the US could be buying more Bitcoin. And there's going to be 3 scenarios I really like. The first one is going to be point 2, where the US is going to be converting some of their gold into a Bitcoin. They're going to be buying Bitcoin with some of their gold. This would be a very good way. I think the US could buy more Bitcoin. The second option I really like is going to be option 5, which is going to be a similar strategy like El Salvador is doing, or like the company strategy is doing, by buying more Bitcoin through US Treasury bonds. And the third way I really like is going to be point 6, where the percentage of the Doge savings would be used to buy more Bitcoin. I think this is a very original and very good way for the US to buy more Bitcoin. But anyways, we do know that in the coming months, all of this will become clear. And news like this, for example, for the US to buy more Bitcoin could be coming out, which could be massively impacting the Bitcoin price. So let's just wait and see. Also, another thing could be that other countries are going to be following the leads of the US and are also going to be buying more Bitcoin. That could be happening, and that could be massively impacting the Bitcoin price. Now, anyways, I want to be seeing this further confirmation. I want to be seeing a break above the Bitcoin EMA ribbons. I want to be seeing this break towards the upside, and that is going to be the moment where we can be really seeing in the market that indeed we are going to be developing that next push higher, and that this trap is going to be getting confirmed. Right now, it's still going to be quite risky. We should still be a little bit cautious, and we want to be waiting for further confirmations. Yes, I'm going to be very bullish. All of the data is going to be pointing bullish, but more about that exactly a little bit later. First of all, if you are going to be getting interested in trading yourself as well, make sure to be checking out that first link down below, because with that first link down below, you can be claiming a 10% cashback on whatever you deposit. And with this 10% cashback, you can open up some free trading positions, or for example, buy even more Bitcoin. Completely insane campaign over on Blofin. Be sure to be checking it out if it is going to be available in your country. Anyways, still in that longer term, there's going to be no reason, in my opinion, to be bearish at all over here. All of the data is pointing bullish. Retail is panic selling. Whales are accumulating. So we should be following the smart money. We can clearly be seeing it over on Bitfinex. Bitfinex whales are opening up massive long positions during this dip. And they've always been doing that exactly during Bitcoin bottom. So we should be following the smart money. The smart money is right now buying. So I'm definitely following the smart money myself. I am also buying at this current moment. We are seeing Bitcoin sentiment levels reaching levels of fear, which is generally a very good moment to buy. But like I've been saying, it always takes about 1 to 2 months before the Bitcoin price settles down and really see that recovery back towards the upside. So yeah, more patience is going to be needed for this recovery for Bitcoin, in my opinion. But in the end of the day, it will all be worth it, in my opinion, because the DXY is falling towards the downside. This is exactly what we want to be seeing in order for altcoin season to be getting started. We want to be seeing this push back towards a risk on stage. And whenever we reach this risk on stage for the DXY, well, that's going to be the moment where the altcoin season can really be getting started. We have already been having a look into altcoin season getting started for a very long time, but we really just need the dollar to be cooling off, and that is going to be that start. That is going to be that catalyst for the Bitcoin dominance to really see this decline, which we exactly need for altcoin season. So let's see if it indeed is going to be getting started right now. I mean, this is a very bullish development we are seeing in the market. Anyways, yeah, with that being said, make sure to be following me over on Twitter to be staying up to date about every single market development. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.